Forget the size of my gun barrel. What's the deal with you and your name tattooed everywhere? Okay, why did he have to bring that up? Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. We're now going to take a look at a new kind of GoBot. We're going with a super GoBot this time around. This is Warpath. Yes, we know, he shares the name with the Transformer that I just reviewed the other day. But that doesn't even begin to cover the story for this version of Warpath. See, Tonka had already commissioned him as likely to be a super form of the GoBot Wrongway. However, Wrongway here proved to be a very unpopular character. He doesn't take the news very well. And thus, while Tonka had this larger toy, they no longer wanted this character to be associated with it. So, they made this one change factions, and they changed the name to Warpath. Whether or not Hasbro and Tonka had a few words about this shared name, it's hard to say. I've not seen anything to say that either of them did have a problem with the name being used like that. But at any rate, it is an interesting little bit of trivia with it. Now we take a look at this nice deluxe GoBot toy, and we'll take a look at some of his articulation. And of course point out that Warpath here, this toy is predominantly metal. These legs here on him, these are sturdy metal legs. Just about almost the entire toy is made out of metal. Not all of it, though. But a fair amount of this toy is metal, so this is a sturdy toy, folks. As far as articulation goes, he does have articulation at the shoulders. He can rotate his arms a fair amount of the way around. They can go all the way, but his rotor blades tend to get in the way. Of course, I should say the rotor blades are not necessarily intended to go back here like this. I don't have the box for him, but the box art does show that they keep the blades in here. I saw a picture online somewhere where somebody had mounted the blades on the back like this, and I kind of like it like that. Spread them out like that, and it almost gives the impression of an animal poised to attack. You know, kind of like seeing the sides of a cobra extending outward, like he's ready to intimidate you. Anyway, back to the articulation. That's pretty much it. It's all in his arms, but he's one of the few that does have elbows. So he at least has that going for him. Metal legs, unfortunately, don't have knees. So let's get ready and convert Warpath. First thing we're going to do is we're going to fold his blades together like that. Separate the tail from his back and fold it up over his head. We'll use that opportunity to take the rotor blade out, set it aside. We'll straighten his arms out at the elbow and push them in, like so. You'll rotate his arms so the missiles are at the bottom, and then press them into the side, like so. Come down here to his feet and fold them up all the way into his legs. Then we separate his legs, fold them around, push them in together ever so slightly, and then fully connect them. And of course, while we're down here, we'll fold out his landing gear. Then we set him down. Finish totally unfurling the rotor blade and attach it like so. And there you have it, folks. Warpath is an attack helicopter. He's intended to be something similar to an Apache helicopter, as that's what Wrongway's alternate mode is, but he's kind of a little more stylized for that. But still, even in the black color, he does look very impressive. Now, earlier on, when you saw that joke that I made about Warpath having his name tattooed on him, it's serious. Warpath has 5 stickers on him that all state his name. We got one right here on the nose. Right here on the side. There it is. Same one is on the opposite side. And then the last 2 are right here on the tail. So, somebody wanted us to make sure we knew what his name was. And I think that is a little bit of overkill. As far as you got for movement, as you saw, the main rotor blade spins very good. And then, of course, you got this little fragile one here on the back. So this is made of plastic here, but as you can see, spins pretty good. He's got nice little metal wheels. And he does roll fairly decently for a toy on such little wee wheels and being made predominantly of metal. He does roll fairly good, which is a major surprise. And of course, as it goes without saying, the only loose part Warpath has here is, of course, the rotor blade, the large one. It's all made of very thin plastic, so it is rather fragile. So you do want to handle and store it with extreme care. The rotor blade does fold up like so that it can look sort of similar to a boomerang. And it's kind of recommended that you store it like this. That way there's less of the rotors out there, so there's less of a chance of them getting warped or damaged. But if you take good care of it, I mean, this toy is over 30 years old. And it's in beautiful shape. These blades are, but as you can see, it's not totally perfect. It's missing one of the stickers here, but I consider that a minor loss when I compare the fact that this is in such good shape. Can't help but marvel about it, folks. Anyway, let's quickly flip Warpath back into his bot mode. You didn't want to do it for me. There we go. There we go. La-da-dee. La-da-da-dum. Like I said, you can put it in the front here, or since the hole goes all the way through, you can put it in the back. And then just line it up so the center of it goes through the hole in the tail, and there you go. Now, of course, Warpath didn't make any appearances in the cartoon, as he was brought in relatively late in the toy line. He came out in 1985, same year the Transformer one came out. And of course, since he was originally intended to be on an unpopular GoBot toy, Tonka was rather quick to try to dismiss it. But they still wanted to get some money out of it, since they did go to the trouble of having it made, so they kind of had to cut their losses on him. But unfortunately, because of that, we don't have any sort of idea as to what sort of character Warpath is here. I'd like to think of him as either some sort of an advancing assault unit, or of course ground support unit, since he is an Apache, sort of like an Apache helicopter, and that's its main role. But I also kind of like, with the black color on him, I kind of like to think of him as maybe like a ninja or other sort of assassin type character. At any rate, my opinion of Warpath is, I think this GoBot is one of them that deserves to be in the top tier. I mean, despite the fact he's made to look like Wrong Way, and I agree with people, Wrong Way was a stupid idea. It was stupid how he was portrayed. But that's partially also Tonka's fault for not giving Hanna-Barbera anything to work with. But at any rate, this toy, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good toy. It holds together pretty well. It does hold in your hand very nicely. And it does, even though I didn't get to show it, it does swoosh rather well in your hands. He's solid metal throughout most of the toy, so he's going to hold up for a fair amount. And being in that black color with some of the red highlights that he gets from his stickers, he really does come off looking kind of fierce and intimidating. So, yeah, I kind of like him. The only real drawbacks to him are, I mean, like with all helicopter toys, the rotor blades are always a weak point, no matter how you look at it. And then there's that silliness of having his name on him 5 places. What was somebody thinking? And that concludes my review of the Renegade GoBot Warpath. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up for me here on YouTube. New to the channel? Hit the subscribe button down below to join up in our ranks. And don't forget to hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified whenever I post new content. Please also consider sharing your thoughts about Warpath, either one, in the comments section down below. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.